Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering The Substance. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, today I am drinking the Thinking of You tea by the Republic of Tea, which has peppermint, chamomile, orange peel, natural creamy French vanilla flavor, and wintergreen flavor.
And I am drinking Republic of Tea's Daily Beauty Blueberry Lavender Tea. It has green rooibos, hibiscus, rose hips, apple, lavender, blackberry leaves, hibiscus extract, lemon balm, bamboo leaf, blueberry, and schizandra extract.
And just pointed out that she is drinking the perfect tea for this movie. But thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review.
We would like to put a small trigger warning
Yes.
in this one for mental health issues and for body horror.
Yes, this is definitely a body horror movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it does deal with a lot of
Self-image.
negative self-image
Yeah.
and things like that. So
Yes. Yep. So the story follows Elizabeth Sparkle, a former Hollywood star who, after being dismissed from her TV show due to her age, uses a black market drug to create a younger version of herself. The transformation leads to unexpected consequences. Yeah, so for entertainment, so I was telling Jess that I don't know if I actually like this movie or if it's my pansexual brain, like, but I really liked the movie. And I rated a 7.75.
especially certain parts of the movie.
Yes. Yeah. It is. Well, okay, I definitely will say it's got a very strong tone, a very specific tone.
Oh, for sure.
And I can see how for some people the tone would be so strong that'd be like distracting, or it would seem like it'd take away from the movie. But, I didn't mind it so much. So
There was definitely a clear message they were trying to convey, for sure.
yeah, so like it's definitely like a satirical type of film. It's mentioning like societal pressures of like looking good and young.
It's a lot of social commentary.
Yes. Also like self-worth and, your own identity. But yeah, definitely a very heavily stylized movie. But I do like the contrast of watching like Elizabeth versus her younger self, Sue, where it's like when you see Elizabeth walking, like the color, the saturation, the colors of the clothes she's wearing is quite stark from whenever she's Sue, and she's wearing very different types of colors. That atmosphere almost seems like brighter. And I really like that contrast. And I mean, it goes to how she is perceiving not just herself, but the world around her, because she feels like she's being perceived more positively because of that. And can I just say that's like, obviously it was very much in her head and, to a degree, like influence from the TV executives that are dickheads. But it's like, she was really a beautiful woman.
She was.
And it's like, if she was walking down the street and I heard that she was 50, I was like, I would have no idea. She did not look
Like, damn, girl, you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, I hope I look that good when I'm 50.
It drove me nuts that they're like, we gotta phase her out for this show, this workout show, which honestly, if it was a 50-year-old lady looking that good and I knew that there was no medical intervention to maintain all that, like she was legitimately just eating right and working out, I would be more inclined to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like, I feel like whenever you have
me your
someone
ways.
that's too young or a certain body type that is less common, it kind of alienates the
It really
audience.
does. And also it becomes white noise.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can see 50 other things online or on TV that's exactly like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's just, I feel like this type of movie has been done a ton of times before, but I feel like we haven't really had a whole lot of more recent movies like this.
Yeah.
And so I feel, even though it's been done over and over, I feel like it's still refreshing because we have social media that we look at every single day. There's now like all of these medical procedures that you can get, and some of them are less obvious than others, but it's like, there's
there's
pressured.
a pill you can take, or vitamins or supplements, or
there's
eat this and you'll be healthy.
Yeah, it's like there's constant attempted influence to say, you could look better. You could be healthier. You could, look younger, So I feel like it was, I don't know, it just felt very appropriate for them to have this type of movie.
Yes.
And honestly, with how they stylize it almost kind of reminded me of like social media filters almost, with like how good she looked.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like it's almost not just a woman who is older who feels like she is competing against her age and societal pressures and stuff, but also a regular, good-looking woman fighting against like social media and the pressures of like looking a certain way.
And society telling her she's still not good enough.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, so it's like, I did really enjoy the movie for the most part, but I will say that towards the end, we all know I don't like gore, I don't like gross stuff, and body horror often is encompassed in that. And so the body horror, it did get a little bit too much for me at times. Like I don't know why, but for some reason her deliberately cooking like the greasiest, nastiest food and just like eating it, and then like especially towards the end when Sue uses the activator again and then the monster thing comes out, like, yeah. But one thing I did want to mention though to back up on the body stuff, it's gross. A lot of it's gross. So be prepared for that. But as far as like the drug and the substance itself, I do like how it's a repeating reminder in the film. It's like, you are not two separate entities. You are the same person. And I think, I don't know, it's almost like, it's like the thing where it's like she's battling herself and she is losing against this image of like, oh, I want to be admired. I want to feel young. I want to look young.
She wants to meet all of these standards put on her by society, even to the detriment of her own health.
Yeah, yeah. Which, honestly, I would have kind of liked her to be able to have that more of a realization and be able to combine back into Sue, or, you know, be able to like recognize, hey, I do have self-worth. I am valuable, even though, you know, the TV executives don't think I am or whatever. Like, I would have liked her to grow past that. But I understand, like, why, you know, they went the direction that they did. But I just feel like there's not enough of those types of movies where they're like, oh, we're going to actually have them grow and realize, hey, like, I don't know. Yeah, but, you know, it's a horror movie and they're going for grotesqueness and they definitely accomplished it, so.
Yep, mission accomplished for sure.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't feel like it could have gone any other way in the end. Just with how negatively she viewed herself.
Yeah.
And how much pressure she accepted from society and the producers and everyone around her and herself, really.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you see, like, Sue, like, look at what she was doing, like, she looked at her body with disgust. She was looking at what she is. Like, when she saw the crevice in the couch and the TV on, she looked at her, or she thought of her with disgust. It's like, if you're that deep in the hole, you gotta make a lot of growth to be able to get out of that.
Yeah, I think at that point she was already way too far gone and it couldn't have gone any other way.
Yeah.
For my rating, personally, I give it a 6.5. It was good, and I like the commentary that it made and everything, but it did also make me very uncomfortable. Especially naked old lady.
There's a lot of naked scenes.
The fighting as naked old lady. It's just bad. It's very uncomfortable.
I understand because it's like a self-image thing.
I definitely understand it and the reason behind it and everything. And I think that the way that they did it was very interesting.
Yeah.
1 week for the original, 1 week for the new version. And that the new version needed a substance from the original.
And then that if you overtake, then it like...
it needs to replenish, which is why that other week is so important. So if you skip that, then you're screwing yourself.
Yeah.
So, in more ways than one. Yeah. Just all around.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see the spiral that the new version went through as well, because in the very beginning when she was first created, she did kind of sort of try to treat the original fairly well. I feel like she could have treated her a little bit better. Yeah. She didn't really move her from the floor, but she did put something under her head.
Yeah.
And like covered her up a little bit.
I feel like whenever she created that like hideaway room, I feel like that's when it started to turn a bit more.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I'm hiding away like what I don't want to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, I can keep going for a little bit longer. And then it just kept getting longer and longer and longer. And she was hurting her original self more and more and more. And damaging herself and taking too much. And then when she finally did have to make her come to, then she was already horribly disfigured, hurt. Like there's no going back from that point. She's hurt herself too much. Can't get back to the way she was. It was just, it's sad to watch the progression.
Yeah.
And the original was really passive aggressive in what she would do around the house and trying to sort of self-care, but not doing it in very healthy ways.
It's very self-destructive.
Very self-destructive ways. And I feel like if there was communication left between the two, like if they wrote each other notes and stuff, that would have helped. Or made videos, whatever, and tried actual healthy versions of self-care, I think that would have helped as well. But there was a lot of therapy that should have been had, and it wasn't had.
Also, I would have liked to understand how, because at least whenever she first becomes Sue, it feels like it's very much just her consciousness, like, transfers.
Yeah.
But then, like, they really do almost become, like, separate people. So it's like, you know, I don't know if it's because of, like, the image of herself when she's older versus younger, or, like, how...
I'm not entirely sure how the consciousness thing works.
But it seemed like it was the same consciousness. It's just how she was approaching the situation. Because it's like, you know, after she eats all of that food and is self-destructive that way, and then Sue takes over and is, like, disgusted. It's like she's disgusted at herself for acting that way. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like...
But the fact that they don't remember what the other does during that time, it doesn't fully transfer, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not entirely, anyway. Yeah. Bits and pieces, maybe. Because the previous memories before they split were still there.
Yeah.
That's why when the new version Sue takes the activator, the resulting entity still remembers about the New Year's Eve show and still tries to get ready.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Because, I don't know, it's like, I didn't really fully connect that they had, like, complete amnesia in between the weeks. I felt like they had maybe a level of idea, but they were just like, they felt like they had no control over what the other one was doing.
I saw it more as the other was asleep.
They don't really explain it either way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I guess at the end it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's like, it's interesting because whenever I watched it the first time around, it was just a journey where you're like, I know this is going to be bad. And you just saw, but then like watching it the second time, it's like I saw like certain points. I'm like, she's going back to the place of no return. And it just is almost like harder to watch because you're like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
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 But it is like, it's almost like artsy. I don't know. It's very stylized.
It's pretty stylized, for sure.
Very stylized.
It's definitely more of an artistic type movie in its message, but it's going to make people uncomfortable, for sure. I definitely get it, and I found it interesting how they did show there was a guy that took it, and he mentioned at one point, has your other version tried to kill you yet? Or tried to hurt you yet?
And you see how, like, old he looks. And then when she becomes super old, then you're like, oh, so he probably looked a lot younger, too.
Probably. Probably.
His younger self, though, looked pretty good. His eyes were so striking.
It was very
too.
striking.
Very
for
striking.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting how a lot more of the emphasis was put on her. And not so much on, like, she herself had to change. And she wasn't good enough as she was. She had to be younger. She had to be better looking. She had to be on it. Like, she had to have that X factor, and she had to maintain it. And it wasn't about anyone else around her, because even the executives and all, honestly, Dennis Quaid, I think his name is, this was the most gross role I've seen him in. ever.
They zoomed in on his mouth way too many times
Way
throughout the movie.
too much. And he was such a slob and so gross. And his whole attitude, he played the part very well. He played the part very well.
Yeah, you do not like him at all.
I hated him in this role. He did a very good job as that role, because there are many, many other roles that I've seen him in that he does very well in that I don't hate him in. He does a good job making you hate him.
Yeah.
It was gross. And he was half the reason I was so uncomfortable the entire movie.
Well, and it's like, I love how they made him the executive dick, where it's like, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's so chipper and happy about it that you're like, I don't know how to process it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Such a gross slob, like
whenever he's eating the crawfish and
yes, disgusting. And then they like show his area, the area of the table that he was at, and it's just a disaster zone.
Yeah.
But she's over here being very, very precise with how she's eating, very clean with how she's eating, staying in her little area. It was just another example of the commentary they were making.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he didn't have to change at all. The execs didn't have to change at all. It was only her.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of commentary on this movie, and it's very, very relevant right now, especially. But it's an interesting movie for sure, but it's definitely gonna make some people uncomfortable. It definitely made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I definitely like the first half the best.
Don't like that.
And then after that, I was like,
and even then, not so much. Yeah.
But I also, sorry, I know we keep harping on that, but it's like, also, if you think about it too, it's like she is so hard on herself, like internally, that she is very much in seeking out external validation. And so it's like whenever you watch her where she applies to get the part as Sue, and you know they're giving her all of these compliments and she's smiling and she's giggly, like she's internalizing that, like I'm amazing.
Yeah.
But it just emphasizes how sad it is, because you realize it's like, you know, she's seeking that.
And it is solely based on her looks.
Yeah, it's like it's empty.
Because it's the same person. She just looks different.
Yeah. Like I said, like, I can definitely see why someone would not like this movie, but I personally, I really liked it.
It's a good
It goes
movie.
really hard.
It definitely goes hard.
But I don't know. I definitely thought it was... I don't know. I liked it. So for realism. Yes, we have not gone to realism yet.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
I give it a 2.
I just want to be done with this movie.
So, really, the most realistic parts is, of course, like, Elizabeth Sparkle, her, like, fighting between like two different versions of herself, because I feel like our brain, we almost have maybe even more than two versions of ourselves, but it's like I feel like sometimes we're fighting with ourselves, to where it's like you have one part that's giving you like negative feedback or whatever, and then you have almost like the guardian, or a more positive version that's like, wait, like, you know,
like
that's
the
not
angel
helpful.
and the devil on their shoulders.
Yeah. It's like, that's not helpful, you know, you're beautiful, you know, whatever.
You should take better care of yourself.
Yeah.
Drink some water, get some sunlight.
Yeah, so I feel
Maybe
like
you should get some sleep.
the physical representation of that, it's like very much equates well to like how I feel like a lot of people feel internally. But then also how shallow and surface level the TV executives were. You know, they're just about, I mean, of course they're TV executives, but they're all about money. They're all about looks. They definitely exaggerated them, but not that much. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't that much, but
yeah. But the substance itself was, I mean, they don't really. Yeah, the substance is definitely not realistic, because even if it can cause like cells to divide and create like essentially a clone of you, like it would not come forth from your back. It would like the mechanism would be very different.
oh yeah, for sure.
And it wouldn't be like a transfer of consciousness or memories. I don't even know. I mean, of course, who knows in the future, but at least right now, if we were to make a clone of ourselves,
They'd be a blank slate.
correct. Yeah.
They don't have the experiences, the knowledge. You can make a duplicate, like a copy of someone physically, but you can't copy who they are.
Yeah, which kind of brings to the old existential thing where it's like, oh, if you transfer your consciousness into a computer, is it really you? Or is it just like a template of your memories? Like, is it actually you? Same if you get a clone, is it really you? Are you actually defying death, or are you just faking it? You know? But anyways, that's a different conversation for another day.
A whole separate thing that we don't have time for.
But yeah, that's what I got for realism.
I'm gonna give it a 1 because it's completely implausible, but also not just the substance itself or how there's a duplicate, but how does the other stay alive for that whole week? There's a thing called hydration and nutrition.
I mean, I think that's what the pack was for. But they also have to go to the bathroom, and you don't see any remnants of that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of... The body is it's a wonderful thing, but it's also weird and kind of gross. And it has...
Definitely gross.
It has a lot of needs. And it's a very complex system that can be kind of delicate and, again, kind of gross. So
delicate at the same time, not always delicate, because you see some really like crazy
I feel like
stories.
the human body either rolls a 20 or a 1.
Yeah, there's like no in between. Yeah.
Because there are things that you can survive that's unheard of and people would never believe you. And then there are other things
or they kick a rock and then they die or something
where
crazy.
you die from something stupid and inane. So
yeah.
So it can either be ridiculously op or it can just be stupid delicate.
No in between.
Either way, for a whole week, you would need some kind of hydration because the body needs water to live. Even if they had an IV, that would have been better. Because the body that's not active at the time sits there for a week, unmoving. So...
I mean, they had the nutrition IV, but it's not like water. Like, they'd have to have like a separate thing for
it's not the
water.
same.
Which I don't think directly putting water in your blood is a good idea.
It's
Probably, no,
It's
that would...
saline is somewhat different. Salt water.
Yeah.
But it's... And it's not generally advised for long periods. Not generally. And it would have to have been changed out on a regular basis. And Sue wasn't doing that. Any of that. So... But also, Sue wouldn't have had any of the necessary documentation to be able to work. She didn't have a social security number.
I know. I was like wondering, like, how does her bank account work? How, yeah.
Anything in her name. There's like nothing proving who she is at all. So how they hired her is beyond me. No one was checking on any of this. HR department had no one working that day and just accepted it, I guess. I don't know. None of it makes sense, though. And then just skipping over a lot of the other just random crap that no. Most of the movie is just a big no. Then we get to the end when Sue takes the activator that even says on the package, single use only, please dispose of any left. Which there shouldn't have been any left to begin with, ideally.
Yeah, I was wondering
that made
about
no
that.
sense.
Yeah.
But she uses it anyway.
Waste of material and money.
Seriously. And then the other entity comes forth and nobody stops her and or raises a red flag somewhere and been like, what is this? Who is this? What is it doing here? What's going on? No, just gonna let you go up on stage.
Though, like, when the thing popped and started splattering
Oh my god.
everywhere.
Oh my god, I thought it was ridiculous before then, and then it got worse. It got so much worse. So much worse. I don't understand. And there was more blood gushing out like a fire hydrant than should have even been possible. Like there's more liquid that came out of that entity than should have been physically possible.
Oh, man.
And then the face, the fleshy face crawling over to the star at the very end. Oh my god. Yeah, the whole thing is big fat no for realism. It is. This movie is not supposed to really be super realistic. It's supposed to be social commentary.
Right. Yes.
So it doesn't get much of a realism rating because of that.
Yeah. But
It's not a good realistic movie. It's not.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like it's gross, but also funny, but also serious. I don't know. It's
And
just,
uncomfortable.
yeah, it's like it has a tone and a style and it sticks with it. But at the same time, you're also like, what?
It's a big WTF movie. For sure. Not quite as much as we've seen in other movies.
Right.
We have seen some others. We've seen some others that are bigger WTF. But this one is pretty up there.
Yep. But
Just saying.
yeah, this is a take it or leave it movie. Like I said, I enjoyed it.
This made me uncomfortable.
It will make you uncomfortable.
I don't feel safe watching this movie.
But yeah, we would definitely be very interested to hear our listeners' thoughts on this movie. And yeah, if you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
I didn't want to waste any of it. It's too good. And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea. It just allows us to continue to do what we love. You can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye.